Hello, and today we're going to be reviewing Digimon World Next Order, and yes, I had to throw on the beanie for this one. It just feels right. It's Digimon World Next Order. You had to. Unfortunately, I didn't get a beanie because it only released over in the US. God damn it. I really wanted that beanie. I didn't get it. So we're dealing with Deadpool today. Also, I'm going to drop a little bit of an Easter egg hunt here for you. Keep an eye on stuff throughout the video. Look for little bits of a code like this here, and let's see if you can put together the code for the Digimon World Next Order that I have going for Nintendo Switch. So keep your eShop open while you watch this video. But yeah, enjoy. So starting off, I've been streaming this game pretty much non-stop the last couple of days, and I've been having such a ball with it. The first day, I done like almost an 11-hour stream, and it was the most fun I've had in the channel in a long time. Like maybe way back when the VB launched and everyone was playing around with that. Like this was that era again for me, because we had Next Order launch, everyone was playing the game again. People that hadn't experienced Next Order before, that followed along my streams when I've been streaming it from way back 2016 all the way today, like people have been seeing that and kind of interested in that, but unfortunately it was locked to the PS4 and they just didn't have that system. Now they have an option, a couple of options of where they want to get it, whether they want to go for Steam or whether they want to go for Switch. I haven't played the Switch version, so I'm going to be reviewing the PC version, the Steam version. And you know what? I genuinely love the game. I still love the game so much. I've put thousands of hours into playing this game since way back when its PS Vita release, even way back in 2015. And it's such a good game. I do recommend, if you're a Digimon fan, you're into Vpets, I do think that you should give it a shot. But first off, what I love about the game the most is the raising mechanics. I know the raising mechanics can be seen as a lot of people don't like it, and I do get that with the 2 Digimon system. That's a little bit of a pain in the ass. Like if you get one Digimon out of sync, it can really mess you up for the majority of your game until you can fix that, and there are ways to fix it. But what you can do as well, besides having the 2 Digimon, there's a whole tamer skill tree, so you can level up your tamer like we could have done in Decode and the original Digimon World, but we actually can use points that we can gain like we would in a regular JRPG. We use these points to flesh out the skills of this tamer and how they can not only do stuff for the Digimon, but stuff like cooking, stuff like mining. There's so much stuff that you can do in this game. It's absolutely amazing. Honestly, it's got some of the best gameplay from a Digimon World game. I just wish that the overworld was a little bit more interesting. I feel like the overworld in Digimon World in the original Digimon World is a lot better. It's actually by far it's the best, and honestly I would nearly say it's some of the best overworld system that we had in not only a Digimon game but in a JRPG, just because of like the characteristics, like having just like a field with a random kind of like fridge or vending machine sitting there, all this mechanical pipes and shit just sticking out of the water, like as if you know that this world, it seems real, but it's not real. You can't find this anywhere, but it just fits so well with the original idea for the Vpets way back when, which actually makes sense, because I think for the original Digimon World actually had the people that worked on the Vpets work along with the people that were working on the game, so it made a lot of sense. Now I don't know if there was a disconnect in that this time, or who worked on it this time, but yeah, Next Order is still a fun game. I just wish that the overworld was that tiny bit better. As far as some of the stuff that you can do, I know one thing people complain about a lot in regards to raising your Digimon is that your Digimon die so quickly. In this, through tamer points, like the skills that you can get, not only that, but some of the items that you can find, you can actually extend the life of your Digimon, not only like to have them for like 14-15 days like the originals, but to be able to get them go on and live into their 20s, like, or even beyond. You can practically make them like almost immortal if you have enough of some of the items that you need. As well as that, then we've got the food items. Like the food items in this, it's amazing. Like you can get food items that boost their stats so much easier. It's like you get food items that can help with their training, and it's a lot more efficient than ones that we've got before. The different kinds of meat, because weight gain was a huge thing in the previous games, and with weight gain in this, it's so much easier to get your weight to move up and down because of the different items. Because where we had nothing really drop our weight in the original games, we have actually got food now that can drop your weight by up to like 3 kilos. As far as that's the highest I've seen anyways. But it's absolutely phenomenal that they've kind of like gone back, they retossed some of the stuff that was wrong with the original game and added them in. I particularly love that the farm, like having more than one crop per day, like depending on which, I'll get actually into that actually, is like you can actually collect materials. So when I was all about like your mining skills, you can actually collect materials around the world. So you can collect different metals, stones, wood and water, liquids or whatever, and you can bring these to Vmon, who runs builders, kind of like a construction site, and he'll use these materials to improve different facilities you have in the city. So whether you bring in a new Digimon to the city or not, after a certain point in the game, you can actually increase the rank of these buildings, and you can make the output of items so much more better for yourself, including Digimon's house. Like if you remember, we have Koromon, who will give you items every day. You can actually improve Digimon's house and make the items that you receive so much better. So you can get like higher rank of like recovery items and stuff from Koromon every day. You can get stuff from the farm, like you can plant so many different crops. I think this is a good like 10 crops or more that you can plant in this, and I think you can get up to 4 or 5 crops a day. Then you can pick random you can pick several different things to grow. So that's already huge. That's already amazing, especially because you're going to be raising 2 Digimon, and you might not want to be going for the same thing, so you're going to need a very diverse kind of food that you're going to need. The other thing is you can use your skill points to increase your inventory, the amount that you can hold, going from the original 20 items, I think it goes up to 50. It's absolutely amazing. It's like so cool. I love it. Going on to some of the more raising stuff, later in game, like I was talking about with buildings, you can actually get the dojo, which will let you, because Jogress is a thing in this game. You can already Jogress, I haven't mentioned actually, is you can Jogress in the middle of fights. You can Digivolve in the middle of a fight if you have 2 of the right Digimon, and they'll go to their mega level, and then after the fight they'll drop back down to whatever they were previously, just like the anime. Now that's not for everything, that's just for the EXE Digivolution, but you can choose to permanently take on these Jogress forms if you have the right stuff in your city, and that's where the dojo comes in. If you have Pylodramon in the city for the dojo, and you have enough like the required Digimon in that city, as well as having the dojo maxed out, you can Jogress with a Digimon from that city and prevent your other Digimon from having to Digivolve or degenerate or whatever, so that you can progress both of them to Super Ultimates and just make a knockout team. Like it's like there's literally they're just phenomenal. They can't Jogress while they're in a state because 2 of them are already Jogress, but you already have, come on, you've got some of the best Digimon in the game here. Like there's Belphamon, there's a Crimson mode, you've got Omegamon, there's Paladin mode. There's so much cool Jogresses in here. Like last night I was playing, we got Armageddonmon. That's one that you would not expect to see too much of in the game, but the fact that we could just have an Armageddonmon, he's one of these Digimon that are like one of the more iconic ones from back in the day, and yeah, he's in the game. Then we've got stuff like there's if you need particular stats, there's evolution items. You can actually buy these items, and they're really cheap in the game as well. If you get to a certain point, you can go up there and trade them in with different Digimon to not only like unlock new stats, because all the stats you need, it's not like you're gonna need too much of a guide in this. All the stats you need to Digivolve, they're all given to you depending on your interaction with your Digimon. Sometimes they're going to like they'll look for praise, to be scolded or whatever, just look for attention, and if you give them that attention, you praise them or scold them, no matter what you do, you will always unlock some more information that you haven't already. That was a huge issue with the original games, that people just had to wait for wikis to go up online or some sort of a game facts or something like that so they could follow along and actually understand what they're doing to get the next Digimon. This fixed that so much. But yeah, it's amazing. I absolutely love that we have this game now on modern systems. Like I know we had the PS4 version, but this actually added so much more. Like with the run button, I know the run button seems so dumb. I could run slightly faster. Running slightly faster is OP in this game. Being able to run away from Digimon that are just a chore to deal with. You don't want to deal with them. You just want to go on to the next area. Then there's stuff like they've added, like I can't believe they didn't talk about this. There's a new game plus in this game, so you can carry over your Digimon you finished with to start a new game and kind of like work on them, and then further increase your Digimon stats and make them even stronger to blast through the game. Just kind of like, I don't know, just enjoy the battles, I suppose. There's stuff like the distance blur, which really enhances how the world looks around you. There's the anti-aliasing. There's so much stuff in this game, and they just did not speak about it, which kind of brings me on to like how they market this game. It was kind of quiet. It was just shadow dropped on Twitter one day. It was kind of like, hey, this is releasing. People are like, yeah, shit, fucking hype, you know. And then there's people like, we've already played this, you know. So the people that have already played this, they're missing out. They don't know that there's all this cool extra stuff that's in the game. Yes, the PS4, this is a bad decision. I think the PS4 version was actually on sale for about $10 on PSN. So when that was actually around the time the day the game launched. So people are like, what's the point in getting this when this is here? But the Switch version is the definitive version. It's got all the DLC. It's got some extra modes in it. It's got some extra like things in it. I do think the $60 price point is a little bit much. I think 40-50 probably would have been better. But I'd still think that if you have the money for it and you're interested in it, or if you've been wanting to dive into a Digimon World game, I think skip out on the PS4 version, go for this one. It is so much better. It has so much more stuff in it. Like I said, I've already put thousands of hours into this, and I think I'm probably gonna be dropping the PS4 version. I don't think I'm gonna be playing that much anymore. I'm gonna just stick with the Steam version or the Switch version. They're the ones I'm going to go with, especially because Switch version, it's portable now. This is perfect. It's a Vpet game that's portable. That's all you want. That's all you want. The one thing I want for Digimon World is to come to Switch so that I can play the original and have it portably for when I'm traveling around, when I'm on a bus, when I'm on a train. No matter what I'm doing, I just have it there with me. We need it. We need it. But yeah. I've got a few other guides that I'm going to work on for this game as well, so just keep an eye out for them, because I want to talk about battles. Battles are an amazing thing in this game. Battles in the original games, they didn't do nothing for your stats. Battles in this are key for your stats. If you want to raise some great Digimon, some fantastic Digimon, you need to battle. I'm playing the game on easy mode, which... okay, the way the terminology was used for which mode is which, having beginner, easy, and normal... that's completely messed up, because normal is so misleading. Normal is actually hard mode. You're going to be grinding like crazy to get a strong Digimon. Easy is more normal mode, and beginner is the easy mode. I go with easy just because I'm kind of like, I'm trying to stream and try and get through the game and just trying to have a laugh with you guys. But in my own time, I'm going to be playing it on normal mode, just a harder mode, just because I have the time to grind and really take my time into the game and enjoy it. Now, where battles come in is you can actually see you're getting more the time in battles, kind of like it freezes time. So when you battle, you can get as many battles in, and you're going to get twice, if not 10 times more stats than what you get for training one session in the gym. Yes, it's going to take longer. You're going to need a lot more items, but like I says, I'll drop a guide on how to do that. Keep an eye out. That should be either tomorrow or Sunday. Keep an eye out for that. But back to the game. Battles, I feel like, are a little bit more drawn out in this compared to the original Digimon games, which had a little bit more fluid. I found in Digimon World 1, the issue was your Digimon would often stop and not do anything. They would just stand there and just look at the other Digimon, even though you're shouting commands. In Digimon World Redigitize, they fixed that. Your discipline would mean they would listen to you a lot easier. They would run around. They were constantly trying to attack. They were constantly trying to evade, constantly trying to block. There was so much stuff that they were doing in Redigitize that was just like, it was more fluid. They reacted together a lot more. In Next Order, you have to pause the game so much more to make a command. You have to pause it to bring up a new item. You're constantly pausing the game. It's constantly, I prefer like the whole, okay, there's an urgency to get things done because your Digimon is constantly under fire. You have to make sure that you are on the ball. In Next Order, you can easily kind of like strategize and work around. And not to say the battles are easy. Battles in this game are really fucking difficult. But I mean, like, there is a couple of things I just feel like it slows it down way too much. I love the order point system. The order point system being able to like give an actual demand to your Digimon, depending on their discipline again. They might listen to you a lot better. Being able to unlock different moves. Like there's so much moves in the game, which you can only start off with one. You have to use your tamer skills to unlock up to 4 more. The order points then being able to, you can use them to attack, or you can save them up and use a special or exe digivolve once per 24 hours. I do love the order point system. I think that system should stay in it. It's a lot better than waiting for the finisher. If you remember, we had to wait for finisher meter to fill up so that we could actually use the finisher, and then it kind of mess up because you could use it and you get smacked out of it and then you just lose your finisher. In this, it waits. Your Digimon is invincible until they're in a position where they can use that, and then it'll just continue on with the finisher, and then that's it. It's done. That's a so much better system than the originals, but I do, like I says, I think that it needs to be more fluid like the originals. So if they kind of like make it blend in the two for the next game, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Now, in terms of the city in this is just so much bigger. I kind of wish it was like Digimon World 1. I'm going to make a lot of comparisons to Digimon World 1 because this is the sequel. For anyone who didn't know, this is a direct sequel to Digimon World 1. All these years later, this is that sequel. So we've got Digimon World, the city, in Floatia, where we can bring more Digimon and it'll gradually get bigger. Now that means we might get an extra building come in, and that is kind of noticeable. Again, there's all the upgrades you can get, but I feel like for the most part, after you've got like about 15 prosperity, the city doesn't change a whole lot. It's more so down to what you do with construction rather than when you bring a Digimon there. Bringing a Digimon there, like I said, it'll unlock a new building, but after you've got that building, it doesn't do a whole lot to the building. It just kind of like, they just stand there. You know, it doesn't do a whole lot more than that. Like, I remember when we got Digimon World, the first one, we could bring, I think it was 3 members to the shop. We just got like a random card machine, and like as an extra, just depending on who it was. So we got like little things like that were done. Having like more people, like Digimon's house changing, you know, after a certain point of the prosperity. Digimon's house does change, but again, it's down to the materials you get, which again, I do love the materials. I don't want them to remove that because that's such a cool feature. Maybe there's a better way that they can kind of like mesh the two together. I mean, like, it's not a big deal. It's just something that I would like to see myself, but it really isn't a big deal. Yeah, there's so much more. I do want to do like a more in-depth dive on this, but as far as like my review of the game and what I think of it, I'm gonna give it, as far as like a Digimon game, not even like a Digimon World game, but a Digimon game as a whole, I'm gonna give this an 8 out of 10 from myself. There are areas I do think that they need to work on, but besides those like small things, it's absolutely an amazing game. I do think if you're going to get, whether it's a PS4 version, a Switch version, a Steam version, you're going to have an amazing time. I do think though, if you're brand new and you want to dive in, do get the Steam or the Switch version, because they are the games to try. Oh shit, one more thing I forgot. So if you remember last year, around this time last year, Habu says that they wanted to see demand for Digimon World. This feels like that to me. This feels like that. We've got Digimon World Next Order, the sequel to the original Digimon World, is getting a port out of nowhere, out of absolutely nowhere. They wanted to see demand. In terms of business, that means they want to see sales. So I mean, like, if this sells well, I feel like, now I'm not kind of saying this is guaranteed, but I feel like this could lead to that remake that we've been looking for. That's just a theory, like, that's just what I think. But yeah, I'd like to see that happen. So I don't know. Hopefully, I've seen this game so well. It's amazing to see how well this game is doing. I think it was saying it's like in the top 30 on like Amazon UK and Europe for Switch games. I think on Steam, someone says to me that was in the top 10, but then if you removed all of these kind of like pay to win kind of games, it would be in the number 1. I haven't double checked these figures, by the way, but that's just what I've been told. So it's been doing really well. But yeah, like I said, that's my review. Look, I can go on and on about this game forever. Keep an eye out. If you are new, you want to hear some tips and tricks or whatever, jump into the stream, ask some questions. I'll be probably streaming later on today or tomorrow. Keep an eye out. Subscribe to the channel, like all that good stuff, and do keep an eye out for the guide. Watch some of the videos. I've got some other cool videos on the channel there. Check out some of them, and I'll see you again. Bye-bye.